Hey, what's happening, guys? Elton McFall here of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Very cold December. Boy, I'm a little bit ahead of myself. My God, it's almost December. It's November 28th. It's about -7 degrees Celsius. It's a Sunday morning, and it's cold when my window here looking out to the street is all frosted up, and unfortunately I still have not been able to figure it out. Even my landlord hasn't been able to figure it out. Actually, the problem is that the reason why there's condensation on this window is because of the fact that the building is so goddamn old that the windows can't shut completely and keep the cold out from contrasting with the heat from the heater. And look, it's Gloria. Is that my little Gloria? Who likes that pillow? Because it's next to the heater. Wow. Anyway, so I figured it was about time that I would show you guys this painting that I've been working on for a few weeks now. And as I mentioned in a walking video I put up not long ago, I was reluctant to, do a series of videos about this because, being a YouTuber, a serious YouTuber, full-time like me, I do this almost every day, go out and film stuff. That's fine, but when it comes to feeling obligated to showing what you're working all the time, like for example, I did a 65 Impala model. I didn't do any videos of it because, well, it was a model given to me. It was in rough shape. I mean, I stripped all the paint. I even accidentally stripped all the chrome. And, so it looks good, but it's not amazing or anything. It's not like fresh out of the box. I'm like, I didn't feel like it. And then I didn't feel like doing this. So, being, bipolar as I am, there's moments sometimes I get, depressed. Not as much as I used to be, though. I'm doing quite well. I take my lithium very well and a lot, and try to basically curve old bad habits, So, like being consistently busy, consistently working on things that make me happy, and obviously to sustain myself, like with the YouTube videos, and also, always listing my vintage ads for sale or photos and frame stuff, for example. So, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like keeping this project private for a while, but it is something I had been wanting to paint for a long time because, interestingly enough, months ago, I don't remember when it was, 5-6 months ago, I did sell, if you guys, you follow my videos or me, I did a painting of a Montreal New Look bus. One of the last ones we had, I think, was in '83. It was 24063, and I did like just the front of it, and it was really from a photo that I took. Regrettably, one of the very few photos I've ever taken of New Looks. I've taken, I think, 4 of them, and the expression, you don't know what you got until it's gone, which is true because I didn't even know that, the last ones were retired at the end of 2002 from the Saint Laurent garage, which mostly served West Island. So it's interesting because I got to ride those, when I was living in Pierrefonds up until 2001. So anyway, like I said, I had wanted for a long time to do another one, but to, me, I got to do things differently, right? Like with my, for example, Ford LTD painting. Yep, it's still for sale, still available, close to stock, closest offer to 1,500. I'll take her home. Yep, that's a real 50-year-old hubcap, 51 years old. There's the train painting. But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, Gloria, she's got. She hears Daddy talking. She likes to hear my voice. Meow. Anyway, so like I said, I pride myself on doing things differently, and this is not from a photo I've taken. This is what's interesting about doing this painting is that I wanted to do this view, rear side, brown paint. And I wanted to do it next to Joliet Metro Station. Not because I love Joliet Metro Station, but I love how it's old school in the yellow wall there. And of course, it's nearest to my place. And so, well, for one thing, I was using this picture right here I took in 2009. This is a '83 New Look. It's a Suburban, meaning there's no rear doors. This was originally sold to Gray Line, and then the Ctcum bought it. And I want to do this like as accurate as possible, as you can see from my painting. But the thing is that's cool, that's different about my painting, what I also learned as I started doing it, was that if you look at this, okay, if you look at the taillights here, there's certain little differences about the one I'm doing with this one, okay? So look, have a good look at that. Now when you look at mine, this is basically like I'm setting this as if it were 1977, as my Quebec plate indicates, which still needs work. Actually, a lot of this still needs work. The Centrade ad, I'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, so this is basically a 60 to 64 GMC New Look. Because after 64, they had the regular taillights. They didn't jut out and stick out like that. Let me show you what I mean, okay? See, they were like stylized, you know? Okay, and there were like 3 taillights. Then you had this square side marker light here, right? That was done away with. All the rubber was, I don't know if it was molded in silver like the windows, but it was all painted silver, I imagine, here as well. See here, it just later became black. By the way, the New Look was produced from 1959 to 1986. And in Montreal, the last year was 83, because then that year they ordered the Classics. The Classics replaced the New Looks, but the Classics were really made for the Canadian market, because apparently Canadian transit operators, they didn't like the RTS because it was too futuristic looking. And the RTS was actually based on the GMC motorhome. Now, thanks to my friend Joel, I bought this awesome book through his friend Paul Lévesque, who I ran into, oddly enough, a few weeks ago at the Green Stop. And he was eating with no less than one of the collaborators for this book, Monsieur Cléroux. Monsieur Benoit Cléroux. Actually, yeah, so that was really neat. So this book, which I got a deal on, has really been useful for doing this kind of project, because they show you pictures of every series of years of buses. So I've got it saved right here. This is basically what I'm doing right here, okay? Now you see, again, this is, you see, like, look, for example, series 2020, okay? This is 1960. These were the first years we got New Looks. And they were repainted because they were originally copper color. So this one is the blue stripe. So this shows that this was repainted like in 74 or after, because that's when the blue colors came in. But I like the brown, so I did the brown. But I didn't want to do it all brown like this. I don't know what the hell they were thinking at the MTC at that time. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. It was just so ugly. But look, there's one. It looks more like what I'm doing. See, look, it's got a 77 plate. Yeah, that's the way I want it, with the stainless steel. So like I said, you can see there's a lot of the more little details with this. Look, this rubber here was probably replaced. It was originally silver. Again, these squarish auxiliary lamps on top. I still have to do mine here. The interior is a challenge, obviously. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that, because I have a building in the background. There's certain windows there, but you can see there's still a ton of work left. Again, I want to make this as realistic as possible. I don't fucking care if it takes me 3 more weeks to do it. I want to do as much as all the little rivets everywhere. Go back to my picture here. Actually, you know what a better example of that is, to show you, is if I can find it on my phone here. Let's see. I saved the picture I found online. Here. There, look at that. This is a 65 New Look. I think it's from Canada, which is where I am. Don't rotate like that. Rotate. Hang on, guys. Crap. Okay, that's weird. The picture disappeared. It was really close up right here of this area right here. And again, you can see just hundreds. It seems like hundreds of rivets. And again, the reason why I want to do this as accurately as possible is, number one, who the hell paints a New Look bus? Not really many people, eh? You know, and also the fact of the matter is that almost everybody who sees this, unless of course you're outside of North America, enjoyed these buses, rode these buses. I remember that's why they're affectionately called fish bowls, because the front window looks like a fishbowl. They're called silver sides because, again, it was the aluminum trim here on the side that made them, you know, that was a very GM thing. It was unique to that time, you know, conceived in the jet age, the atomic age, you know, hence all the rounded windows, the forward-looking windows, the standee windows, which I was just working on the top here actually, because this wasn't thick enough. So again, I'm checking a lot to make sure I'm really like got this thing precise here, you know. But it's coming along. I'm gonna wrap it up this month. I think I had to add a little bit longer. The wheel, I noticed after looking at pictures, again, a couple of pictures. Actually, I was even looking at one of my Corgi models. I have one of these, and the wheel was just like, it's too much here. I have to. That's why I added, sort of like pushed it in a way away, because it's got to be closer to that little teardrop window right in the back of the driver. So, you know, again, it's just constant tweaking and modifying, and it's fun. It's looking great, and of course, when it's done, I probably won't want to sell it. But that's one of the reasons why I did it, is because the other one sold. Oddly enough, the other paintings, I had it for sale for like, what, 12 years, 15 years? I sold it to a guy I knew who was a friend of mine. He was like a friend of you know, when I had a clique, it was a friend of another clique, you know, and it's hilarious. So Marmaduke, if you see this, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we called him Marmaduke. You know, because it related to the cartoon, I think. So it's really cool. So it's going along really well, and am I going to do a video of me working on this painting? No, probably not. I wasn't very fond of doing that, actually, when I did the train, and because I like to work with the music, and you know, when you got the oldies playing, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatnot, it's just, it's meditative. You're in the zone, you know. It's you're in your realm, and I just, that's one of my purposes in life, is to just create and immortalize, you know, and record and document. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Oh yeah, and one more thing too is, even my rear wheel looks good, but it's not to my liking. I might have to make it a little bit bigger, a little, you know, again, it's all these little tweaking things, you know. It's all part of the fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted in, I guess, a couple of weeks or so. Bye-bye.